That's all done. That's all done. Oh, God, excuse me. You have the correct name, right? You do. Okay.
We got a list coming through the monitor.
Good afternoon. The time is now 4:49. This is the Education and Economic Development Committee meeting for 5/19/2025. A copy of the agenda for this meeting can be found on the county website under the tab for the legislature. I ask that everyone please silence the phones and electronic devices, and I ask that you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Sierra, would you start us off?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Kelly, roll count, please.
Ted Young. Here. Bill Lund. O'Donnell.
Here.
Skagit.
Here.
Patsy.
Here.
Sierra.
Here.
Bianca. Here. Benito.
Here.
7 present, one absent.
Excellent. Okay, we got a quorum. First up on the agenda, Mr. Alan Sorensen, Commissioner of the Planning Department for the annual review of Orange County Agricultural District Number 1. A, review the application for the inclusion of lands in Agricultural District Number 1 and review secret. Motion and second.
So moved.
Satsky and Ruskevich, you're on, sir.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, thank you. As you know, every year, there's an open round for property owners to be included in Ag District Number 1. So we received those applications in March. We received 2 applications. One for property in town of Newburgh consisting of 3.2 acres, 4 barns. They're currently boarding 4 horses and propose to board 10 horses by the end of the year. It's on Lakeside Road. The other properties in the town of Walkill, it's 36.2 acres. It's a farm, ag planting and research facility for hemp, operating under New York State Department of Ag license number 36-0210. That's at 345 O'Hare Road in Middletown, New York. The Ag and Farmland Protection Board went out and reviewed each of these properties. They conducted a site visit, agreed that these properties should be included in the Ag and Farmland in Agricultural District Number 1. The seeker documentation is included in your packets, and we do not see any adverse impact to including these properties in Ag District Number 1. So that's, and then there's, as you know, a public hearing requirement for inclusion of the properties in the Ag District. And the second part of this is to set a public hearing for June 5th for that purpose.
Excellent. Any questions, comments? Yes, Chairman.
Yeah, I didn't see letters of support from the towns. Is their silence mean they're in favor, or did you have any discussion with them?
It was discussed at the Ag and Farmland Protection Board. I don't believe, we haven't received any objection to the inclusion. And I don't believe we've either received letters of support.
So their silence is a positive, basically?
Yeah, towns don't usually respond unless
Okay.
they get an objection.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. My understanding as well. Now, to be included in the Ag District does not necessarily mean you are going to receive farmland tax exemption, things of that. That's based on the local jurisdiction, correct?
Well, it's also depends on the farm operation. They have to have a certain amount of income to be able to receive a exemption and they have to apply for it. So within Orange County, there are some properties that are outside the ag district that receive the ag exemption and and vice versa. But the key advantage of being included in the ag district is the right to farm. So it protects that farm operation from nuisance complaints from neighbors, et cetera.
So to the general public, the purpose of my question is to the general public, by us voting on this to become part of the ag district, does not necessarily mean that these particular landowners are going to get some sort of tax exemption by right. Completely separate. Correct.
Yes.
Just want to put that on the record for everyone. Thank you. I know we do this every year, but I'd like to remind people.
Yeah.
Okay, so that being said, we get a roll call on this?
Chairman, if I may.
No? Yes, you may.
I'm sorry, I don't think we're voting on this today.
No, everybody is, sorry, you're correct. Wonderful. Next item, any other important information? You mentioned the public hearing on 6/5/25 at 3:15 PM?
Yeah.
Okay. Hearing no other questions or comments?
I just have one.
You should vote to go to the
You're voting on
next
that.
step.
Could,
The next step is going to be to approve.
That's fine. So, motion is second for item B, important information, public hearing 6/5/25 at 3:15.
So moved.
Sassy? O'Donnell? Thank you. You have a question?
yeah, I just wanted to clarify. You said it was 3 acres on the first lot and they put the application in saying 13 acres?
It's 13.2 acres.
Okay.
It's 13.2.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Excellent. Thank you. All set.
All set.
We have to vote on the public hearing?
Yes, just the first part. It's all going to be included,
First part of what?
reviewing the application. And
Okay.
the seeker.
Just announce the public hearing.
Take a vote? Roll call? Or
Just-
voice vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimous. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Second item on the agenda is Mr. Bill Fiavarante, CEO of the Orange County Industrial Development Agency for an IDA update. There is no action being taken here. This is simply informational. Looks like you've golf against the fans.
Oh, Donald out there, I'll beat him.
I keep hearing that.
Smoking.
He smoked you at the last meeting, I'll tell you that.
Okay,
All right, sir, you are up.
swiftly here. First of all, our next IDA board meetings are on June 18th. That's a Wednesday, as it always is, the third Wednesday of the month. Still at our headquarters in New Windsor. As always, it's a public meeting. Anyone can come. You're especially welcome, of course, as legislators. Next, just getting into our application for incentives. We have really picked up after a relatively slow 2024 in terms of applications, at least. As you know, we kept busy with grants and some other activities, but now we are really picking up. Amazon, this is the mega project that everyone's talking about, a 3.2 million square foot fulfillment center. It's a $607 million investment. Incredible. Looking to create at least 750 jobs. I understand that's a conservative number, and 300 construction jobs. They are seeking sales tax exemption and a 20-year pilot. They are eligible for our 20-year pilot under our new Utah. We'll call them levels, essentially, because it will create more than 100 jobs with good benefits. That's why there is a public hearing scheduled for that on Wednesday, June 4th at the town hall of Wawayanda. Next is Banta Hospitality. This is an application for incentives for a 4-story, 93-key Holiday Inn Express Hotel on Route 300 in the town of New Windsor. It's a $24 million project that will create 24 new jobs. We do have a public hearing scheduled for that for next week, Wednesday, May 28th at 4 p.m. That'll be held at IDEA headquarters. We always hold them in the home municipality for the project, and our offices are in New Windsor, so have it there.
Bill, two questions, if you don't mind. So item one, what's the holdup on that? It seems to be like, are they moving
Amazon?
forward with this?
They're moving forward with planning board. There's just been a few delays when it comes to that, but they just had a planning board public hearing last Wednesday and they closed that, which is a positive sign for it to move forward. So
Good.
I know that the project is on a tight timeline and they do have other competitive locations, so they're hoping for a streamlined, continuing path here to the
Right.
finish line.
Right, oh, thank you.
But we're moving, at our normal pace, but pretty efficient. Our process is pretty efficient. Can be completed within at least 2 approvals within about 3 months potentially.
Okay.
Then they have to close, the legal closing after that.
And then on 2 and 3, just a quick question. So you're still receiving and we're still granting IDA exemptions for hotels?
We are, yes, up to a
Okay.
10-year pilot,
Okay.
yes, for sure.
Didn't realize it was still available. Thank
Yes, still is, there's a demand for hotels because of our booming tourism, really. So still on the weekends, it's hard to, there's
you.
scarcity.
Even with
of
the
rooms.
15 that just got put up in the last 2 years?
Absolutely.
That's incredible.
You have
Good,
to bring the
okay.
tourism director back in here, she'll say the same.
Well, yeah, the health department's gonna need that for all of the flows.
He'll be back.
The next is a boutique hotel planned for downtown Cornwall. It's actually the town, but it's right on the meeting the village as well. 5-story, 35,000 square foot hotel. I think this is a terrific thing for Cornwall. They have great tourism there, but they have no lodging really. They have a couple kind of B&Bs. This will be a great thing that will create 35 new full-time jobs and sales tax will generate multiplier effect along Main Street. It's going to be a great thing for them.
Did they
So
get
we
the
need to
rooftop
approve
bar
this.
on that?
They were not able to do that. I
Oh.
think that they just kind of value engineered that out, unfortunately. Yeah. Next item. So those were our recent applications and a couple others in the pipeline that are pretty exciting and some really exciting industry sectors. So I look forward to reporting those next time I'm here. Next, Indigo Water Source. We were approached with a request from the mayor of Middletown, Joe DeStefano, and the county executive for help funding a water study for the Indigo wells in the Mount Hope area. And the idea is that really it's believed that there could be a tremendous yield from those wells that could not only serve commercial uses in the city of Middletown, but as well in towns of Wawayanda and towns of Goshen, because you'll recall that Amy's put in water and sewer lines under the extended heritage trail between Middletown and Goshen in order to bring potable water from Middletown to their development site, the town of Goshen. Because of that, they are being really basically handed over to the town, and they could be used to deliver water from Middletown up to the sites in the town of Goshen and town of Wawayanda. And by the way, bringing water and sewer services allows you to have a much higher level of projects that you can bring in manufacturing, especially the types of sectors we're talking about. So we see great potential here. The IDA did approve funding up to $514,000 towards this study, with the city of Middletown and the county putting in $100,000 each. So we're just finalizing a memorandum of understanding between the county, the city, and the IDA. Once we have that finalized, the project will commence.
Anybody have questions on that one? No, I do. 2 things. So we know that the Indigo water source is pretty great. There were 6-inch wells that were dug there many years ago when I was on the water authority and the water study and stuff. So do you have access to those studies?
Absolutely.
And those are
That was
still valid?
something we insisted upon, was that those studies would be referenced, not just sitting on the shelf there. So
Okay.
some have aged, no question about it, need to be re-examined. But we have asked them to make sure that everything that's been done is looked at and incorporated.
Okay. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, next item is the EPA Brownsfield grant. I've again reported on that, one of 3 $500,000 grants that the IDA won this past year. This is to assess brownfields, contaminated properties around Orange County. I was part of the same grant in the city of Newburgh, which was a wonderful opportunity to assess what was in that urban renewal property in the hillside, where people just scratch their heads and wondered. Now that we know, and it's that much closer to shovel ready, we're looking to do the same thing across the county, including an emphasis on city of Port Jervis, because there are actually a number of sites there. So it's $500,000 to do phase 1s and potentially phase 2s on a number of properties, help them advance towards a shovel ready status for redevelopment. Fits right in with our shovel ready initiative, but again, this time using other people's money to help advance sites like this. We hired an environmental consultant that really is the bulk of the work. It's a company, HRP, based out of Clifton Park. They've done a lot of great work. They did work on that Newburgh grant. And we assembled a task force to identify brownfields. Mr. Sorensen is a member of that, Mr. Gross as well, to identify these properties around. It's great, we can't assess them all, but it's a great opportunity for us to get an inventory of brownfields around the county because, you know, those are sites, there's just it's a win-win-win with this because they're blights in the community, usually these sites, and the opportunity to redevelop them, get them back on the tax rolls in many cases, and creating jobs by attracting companies to them. So we've seen him remediating a contaminated property. We've seen no downside to it. So it's really an exciting facet of it.
There is no downside. Lucas City, Newburgh. That
Exactly.
was an albatross down there.
Sure
back
was.
Where Gulls used to be. And
Exactly.
I saw kids playing soccer on it the other day.
Right, exactly.
These things clean up.
That's a
the
super fun
community.
cleanup site, absolutely. Okay, next item is our monitor. We're still with the monitor till May of next year. And I will say we're working very well with them. They're awfully expensive, but outside of that, they're doing their best and we're doing our best to make the best of the situation. We do have some challenges, some things where I just like to get a little perspective on how to approach something. I do talk to Brian Sandvich, who's kind of the lead of that team. They did put out their second 6-month report on us. They were very clear that we're fully cooperating, that we're committed to self-improvement, and that we have been implementing a number of the recommendations they made in their first report, but they did identify a number of others, like opportunities for more consistency with our local labor monitoring, ways that we could tweak our policy in order to improve that, other types of things they want us to tighten up insurance coverages from projects and things like that. So we expected them to have additional recommendations, but they were, I would say, even more minor than they were last time. Last couple of things, network security, it's something that we're just, I am a trustee for Mount St. Mary College. They had a terrible ransomware attack. So I just want to make sure that we're protected as well. So we had a full assessment done of any risk factors that we have with our networks. And we've taken steps to implement services and other measures to protect that. Lastly, our website, I hope many of you have had a chance to check out our new website that launched earlier this year. We had budgeted to do some additional enhancements. So if you have any feedback, something you don't think is working well enough or anything you think we should add, we are looking to do that this year. And lastly, I'm heading out to a conference tomorrow, the New York State Economic Development Council's annual meeting in Cooperstown. I also attended their annual conference in February, so I provided the link if anyone wants to look at some of the sessions there. Always very informative. I bring a lot back, and especially meeting other colleagues of mine where I can pick up the phone and say, how did you handle this brownfield grant or this type of project you did in Amazon up there? How'd you do that? So very valuable. That's it. If you have any questions.
This conference is great for networking. Anybody have any questions? Go ahead.
It's asked the same question I ask every single time. Have we moved forward at all on any of these big warehouses that we're putting to get them to possibly put some kind of apartments or living on the same property?
You know, it's
I mean,
something.
we're looking at the, not to cut you off,
Yes.
the Amazon project is right there on the border. We're gonna give them all the benefits and the people who are gonna be working there are gonna come from a different state. We're not gonna get any of that money back in our local communities other than maybe coffee and gas in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, so we wanna keep that here if we're gonna give them the benefits and.
It is something that we try and answer your question. It's something we have raised with at least the projects where it's feasible on the site. Mr. Sorensen's been involved in some calls we've made to the project, trying to, but we are not requiring it at this point. We're not requiring it at this point.
Okay.
Does this monitoring, the New York State monitoring, have an end date?
Yeah, basically May of 26 that the engagement is over.
Okay.
Yep. So we got basically another year left for sure. And they have a cap that they can only bill us. And of course, we have to pay for
Which
it.
we pay the maximum on, I know every year.
Exactly, $250,000 cap, and they brush right up against that amount in year one, and they're very good billers, I will say that, they're very good. Top notch.
I laugh, but it's actually kind of a disgrace.
No,
We've
it's-
already taken care of it at the county level and we got the state senator pushing this still.
Feels like money we're flushing down the toilet, but again, that's why we're trying to make the most of it, and whatever we can get, best practices, ways to refine some of our policies, we'll take it, we're trying to.
QC that in-house, but it's, understand my sentiment. Yes, legislative head, John.
Thank you, Chairman. Just quickly, all the reporting, all the necessary paperwork filed with the state. You guys continue to do that. Any feedback back from the state? Is everything coming back?
Everything
rosy?
is terrific, everything in advance of the deadline as always, we've got everything in complete. We've got nothing but positive feedback on all our reporting.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you all very much. Here for another reason?
No, I was here for Mr.
For the other one,
Sacks'
okay.
previous committee, but I figured I'd sit and listen to them.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you for your attention. All right. Thank you very much. There are no other further questions or comments. Thank you all for being here. I'll take a motion, second to,
Second.
thank you.